Testing. One, two, three. Testing. Hmm. One, two, three. Testing. Okay. Hmm. Hello, all. I need to fix a delay. Stay tuned. Great, I'm back. Oop, try not to fall down. This feels really magical. I just figured out a thing and it's working, and I'm like kind of geeking out, like, ooh. Okay, so this might fix a lot of issues in me being able to produce more content for my channel. And uh yeah, so yeah, very exciting. All right, so um this is a live. I don't know if I'll how long I'll keep it up because I feel like I'm in a bit of a flow state right now. And I feel like a lot of great ideas are coming. So I would usually journal, but at the same time, um, I also want people to know that um, when we use our sixth sense and tap into our intuition, it's like it's not as magical as a lot of people try to make it out to be. And there are things that you can do and things that you can practice that I've done in my life. I do a lot of reflecting, and I just want people to see and realize like some of us are the real deal. And I'm not, poo-pooing on magic and fairies and all the things, but I'm just saying it's like the magic is here and it's in you. Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, here we go. So I want I'm again looking at some tech here. I'm trying to make sure I don't confuse myself at the same time as I'm fixing this. And normally, what I was doing right before I figured all this out, I was actually listening to an Alan Watts lecture. And, I've kind of not really had a taste for him because I felt, I don't know, I'm trying to put it in words. Like, I feel like he was kind of dense for me and not in a bad way for either one of us. But it seems like, I don't know, maybe today he feels more poetic than he had felt like for me in the past. And yeah, it seems like I was kind of getting into his flow. And I've been doing a lot of reflecting and um, working on a lot of upgrades. So a lot of people talk about downloads, but then what do you do with them? You get them, those ideas, those sparks, but if you do nothing with them, you have nothing to upload. Okay. Yeah. So what I've been kind of working on and trying to get more into is scrambling, getting it going and uploading. So that's again another reason why I'm kind of excited that this seems to be working. So maybe when I'm doing things like getting ready for bed, I can actually be doing um the rituals and the insights with you, you know, and yeah, so I do look forward to that. I definitely do. And so, yeah, Alan Watts. And then the other thing that I was doing was I was looking at profiles, and I was, someone had told me about Bumble as a way to, kind of like, I guess, a lesser version of LinkedIn. If you know what LinkedIn is, like a job site, a headhunter site. So Bumble has one of those. And I went over there because I was like, I wasn't connecting two and two. So when I got there, I was like, wait, this looks like a dating site. And I didn't, yeah. So once I was like, oh, okay. So they have all the things. So, so yes, I went ahead and started filling it in. And then I was thinking about it. It's like, what if I did one for myself, or looked and see what's going on over there, with profiles, right? And I was looking at these profiles, and I was looking at how, first of all, how I guess the algorithm has them set up. I guess let me see if I can click over there and describe what I see. Okay. Um, so they will give, like a name and location, and then place of, I guess, grew up, hometown, and then where they are currently. They'll also do, it looks like, it looks like, yeah, of course, things like, where do you go to university and things like that. And what is your occupation, if you choose to, yeah, mention that. Gives you a thing to say, a thing about you, basically. And then you've got like the stats, I guess, like height, weight, all that other stuff. And then it has, a place to have pictures, and then I guess ideas for work, and I guess, I don't know, things you like to do, I guess hobbies. Okay. So yeah, looking through some of these, and some actually really touched me, I will say. And I'm looking, let's get clear. So I am a heterosexual uh cis woman, um and um dot dot dot. So with that, dot dot dot, I will say I was looking at these profiles, and I was looking at, these kind of status symbols and status things. And then I was also looking at, the clothing and the backgrounds, like where, these people choose to pose, or which pictures they choose to use. And like, me being, I am a Scorpio, so I do a lot of detective work in general. But I was just like, oh, a person who, wears this type of clothing may be also this and this, and then, looking at their, oh yeah, they also have the zodiac signs. So yeah, so all those things, yeah, let's see, all those things, are the mixture of who a person's personality is, right? You would like to think. Um, and if they're being really honest with themselves, hopefully, it would be a real insight for them. So, yeah, so let me see. Um, I'm not going to name names. I'll try to be as descriptive as possible here. Um, this is a, 45-year-old man. Um, he is a he is a college grad. He is a fraternity person. He an Aquarius. They are very lively, fiery. They tend to want to push the edge a lot. Um, he says he's active physically. I can tell, by his body shape type. Um, and he is saying he is Christian and liberal. So, seemingly seemingly open. Um, because he also says he has children and does not want more. Um, so yeah, so far, and then I see him in professional wear, and he is very clean cut. It looks like he is very prideful of who he is. Even his more casual pictures, very clean cut, clean shaven. Um, you know, but even it seems like as an Aquarius, there's like a rebellion, um, and having control, seeing that even in his more wild pictures here, he's wearing like this suit, very, very, I don't know, not colorful. It is literally white and red, but brim of the hat is red and the rest is white, so something like that. Where he does seemingly cares about presentation. Um, it seems like he worries that his wildness might not be understood. Mm, yeah, very interesting. So yes, so there's that person. Next person. This person is a 45-year-old male. He is doing a sport, or at least this photograph seemingly looks like he's doing a sport. And I have already seen, I'm just going to be honest, I've already seen AI generated uh, photos on this site. And I'm like, that is so fake. So that's why I say that. And also a professional uh, graduate, and he doing an action shot in his photo. Um, he, hmm, very interesting. So again, it seems like I'm discovering a lot of things through this Bumble. I don't know. This is interesting. So I've seen a lot of or some couples. Yeah. And so this is one that is saying it without saying. So he's like ethically non-monogamous. She'll confirm. Let's go on a date with no pressure or assumptions. Into respect, consent, connection, emotional maturity, clearly expressing desires, hygiene, direct communication. Ideal. I would like to regularly date a woman who has a bandwidth and thirst for life. Okay. And what I'm kind of blown away a little bit by this, because also, even though this seems very clear, very open-minded, all that, stuff, I also see that this person put conservative, um, something casual, um, but spiritual, mm, uh, and a Cancer. So very tender, interesting. So I'm looking at more photos. I see again, sometimes it breaks my heart when I see guys smile and not really smile, you know? And what I mean by that is like, when you were a little kid, your mom tells you smile, that's very exaggerated. And I, as somebody who's in the past studied body language, I can tell by this, particular smile that yeah, he's probably practiced it a lot, and the jaws are there, but the lips are tight, and his eyes are open, arched, but there's kind of nothing going there. Like maybe some sadness. And so, yeah, I'm seeing now another photograph, more tight in shot. Um, hmm. He seems like he seems lonely. Yeah, he seems lonely. He's sitting in his car and this particular photo, and he's saying, "I'm a real nerd about wake surfing and my boat." Um, so a lot of sports, and then the first photo, maybe it is a real one, like where he's on a surfboard, So, um, yeah, and so the next one, another where he is on a surfboard. Hmm. And then this is something where I guess, you know, you get an opportunity to have an account linked to it from another social media account. And that's also very telling. Um, yeah, if I was reviewing Bumble, I guess I would be like kudos because yeah, because most most ladies are detectives. And so we can kind of put things together like, I see that he is saying he is looking for a date, yet I see that he has his arm around this woman who they look very cozy, so those kind of things. So yeah, that is very interesting. And then with that, there's also I think the Spotify. That is also, again, as a musician, that's also very revealing too. And there was a profile that I was kind of shocked that for myself, I was like, wow, I would have never pictured myself with a person like this. But then looking at his profile and rereading his thing a few times, I was like, yeah, there's something, the connection I'm feeling. And it it was almost like kind of eerie. And that was one of the inklings of why I was like, I need to be recording this. This is very fascinating to me. And as I'm looking at this other profile now, it's like, yeah, it's like I've seen these kind of fellas before. Oh, yeah. And I say that uh say from the same hometown. Me and him. Ah, but yeah, it's like he seems like he wants more and he's looking for someone to help unleash him, and he's looking to get away from himself. It seems like, yeah, I'm going back to these pictures, that he did all the right things. Again, back to that conservative thing that I mentioned. He's like, he did all the right things, but yet somehow he still didn't get, the things he desired because maybe he never really thought about it. Maybe he just never thought it was possible. And the only thing he had was like these super adventures to, help him. Very interesting. So yeah, that's what it seems like with, for me. And yeah, if you come from a semi-small town and you go to a bigger town, of course you've got big dreams and aspirations, right? Of course you want um to get all of what you desire, right? And so yeah, that's what I connect with this person. This is interesting. Okay, so move on. Now, This is very interesting. I really wish I had, the one and only time I don't have a beverage, friends. Okay, so I know this is live, yet at the same time, the delay is very interesting. Um, I hope that you stick with me. Maybe I'll chop this up into part two, call it something like use your inner psychic to profile people or something like that. I don't know. Maybe this might be a thing. So with that, let me do something so I'll know where to cut. Okay. I'm going to get something to drink. My mouth is so dry. I'm laughing. Okay. All right, I am back. Okay, the cat's in bed. Good. And I do have my beverage. And then I have my other beverage, for which I almost really seriously did forget it was there. Of course, I have my water. Okay, I hydrate. Doing this kind of work. Okay. All right. So it seems like I'm in a flow. Um, yeah, I've got something on my tongue. So it seems like I'm in a flow today, and I've just made a new discovery of some technology. So this is like really, really exciting for me. And because and I normally wear my glasses, like there's a lot of things that have come into play in the last couple of days. So I just celebrated my solar return Thursday. I was born on All Souls Day, and I had a couple of music engagements, performances over this weekend, and so I thought to wear my contacts because it's easier for the cameras and the lights and all the stuff. And so um, I just came back from the afternoon gig today, and I was just kind of I don't know just doing stuff and it's realized like, oh, I would love to try to get some notes down. Next thing I know, you know, looking at Bumble and next thing I know, I'm like going in deeper and so now I'm just kind of like sitting here analyzing people's profiles and I think I've tapped into a little bit of my flow, like I said today, like creativity, energy, like insights, all these things like stimulation, this but being out, like my gig was literally in a park, right? So all the good things about, tapping into your spirituality. And so yeah, so I'm in a bit of a good mood, so celebrating another turn around the sun, that kind of thing. And so, yeah, so here I am. And like I said, it looks like I can get this kind of content out a little easier for folks, you know? All right. And so, uh, this might be the part two of the video because I'm actually doing this live and hopefully I can have it where I can edit too. But, I'm looking at gentlemen's profiles and on this particular website called Bumble. And it looks like the way that these algorithms are set up and the way that I tend to use my insight and other background knowledge that it's like I can kind of get a sense and a vibe of a person. And I was kind of shocked at who I was connecting with based on what they looked like. And I was like, but they were being earnest in what they were saying, you know? And then, yeah, it was just very interesting. So since I'm doing it, I was like, I might as well try to record this because I don't know if I can bottle this in some kind of way, but we'll see what we can do. All right, so this particular profile, and I have my beverage because I was thirsty. Um, he looks very like kind of boyish, but again, he is middle aged, like 44. He has on kind of sporty gear, so like a cap, sunglasses on the cap. I'm only smiling because I know a lot of ladies probably already figure he's got the earbuds in his ear. He's got the goatee here. Okay. And he's got on, I looks like a Crocs um polo shirt. I don't know. I mean, yeah. So yeah, you know those types, ladies. Yes, you know. So yeah, so even those kind of things where we can totally see. No, yeah, one final tip on this. Okay, so the cap. So yes, he's got his sunglasses on top of his cap, but behind the sunglasses is the American flag. So the cap is black and the stitching is black. And so first, I promise you, I at first thought it was some kind of Magna hat or blue line dude thing. Okay, so now I'm looking in deeper. It's actually fish. It's the stripes. Come be surprised. All right. So yeah, so because what I was gonna say is that ooh, be careful, with the subtleties and the details of what you can see even in a photograph. Because I was leaning back, and so now, like I said, as I'm going in deeper, I see the fish, the profile of the fish, and then now I'm like chuckling. I'm like, oh, he's a good old boy. And then let's see what else about this particular person. Kindness and laughter are two of the most contagious qualities. Okay. Um, oh, he's a Scorpio. So just one line, there you go. He says Christian, um, drinks socially, and let's see. He seems honest about his height. Now, I say that because I've heard stories of gentlemen like not being truthful about how tall they are. So it seems reasonable for what he's saying here. So let me look. Yeah, he looks um interesting. It's like a smile and then a forced smile. It's like there's like a layer of smiles here. So his eyes are smiling like genuine, but then his face is doing the fake smile. So it's almost like take, uh, like free me. It's like yeah, but really, like maybe the inner smile is a little fear. Hmm. Yeah. Again, you see a Sophie or two. Hmm. Yeah, there's some kind of innerness in his eyes. There's like, like that sigh of like, it's like the inner, oh, why, you know? And so maybe that's what it is for him. And then the smile is like, I don't know why I'm on this planet right now. Like, but I'll do it, you know? So it's almost like, if I have to, I have to. Yeah. So, and it seems like he's making the most of it. Yeah, no, and I hate to say it like that, but it's like he seems happy. I'm not saying he's depressed, but he seems happy, but he seems like he's like, I'm making the most of it, you know? Making the most of it. And yeah, that's again, that's what I see from this particular person. Yeah, he just and it, you know, it's nothing sinister behind that. It's just like kind of not weak, but just like making the most of it, right? Okay. All right. So this one, oh gosh, okay. Oh, okay, so he is doing the finger bang pose. I've done a few of those myself. Um, with like this Hollywood kind of kiss and raise of the eyebrow kind of look. And so he actually kind of looks like Johnny Bravo, okay, with silver hair though. And he is 49. And oh yeah, look at that. I didn't even look too close. He's like a producer in the media. Didn't look too close. Okay, I hope I don't, rat anybody out. But anyway, um, um, he is a Pisces, so I guess a lot of fun and free flowing kind of thing. Um, just all over the place, just like little fishies are, you know. So he loves life, former New Yorker kind of thing. Okay, I don't want to get too, again, this might get a little too much, but he just seems like, he wants some fun. Nothing like he seems like, look, I'm not trying to, you know, play around with playing with your heart kind of thing. So it's like he seems kind of like, yeah, whatever. Life is to be enjoyed kind of thing. Um, yeah, he says, yeah, just be honest kind of thing, because sometimes I think men and women and all of us, think that we have to have the representative to be loved and liked. But I mean, if you don't like yourself, if you don't even like yourself enough to show the world who you are, like who would be wanting, you know? And I don't know. So yeah, so he just seems like, just be honest, life is to be enjoyed. He really seems like kind of like that. And um yeah, he's jokester a little bit. Yeah, bit of a jokester there. And mm, he just seems like I just want to have fun and not you know be too heavy, but be at the same time be everybody be cool. Everybody just be cool, everybody. So he seems like a reflective kind of person too, somewhere there, and just kind of cover it with a lot of humor and kind of seeming wit, you know. So yeah, okay. Now sometimes if I don't get, I'm looking at this profile first before I hit the X because what I'd been doing before is some profiles just didn't really have much on it. And it just seemed like, well, it seems like, well, they don't seem like they're taking this seriously. But then, even with that insight, I was thinking I could probably still get something out of like the hometowns and clothing and stuff like that, right? You still get something. So that's what I was thinking. So I would have normally maybe have X'd on that one this one, but I'm going to go ahead and take this one and trying to get comfortable. Sorry, trying to get comfortable. So this person, first of all, he's using a nickname, and that's, I guess, fine. And then he has on a suit. However, he looks like he's in a church. You know how, like, in some churches have like dining hall area. Sorry, I hope that's not a client. um, turn off my. I don't know if that's gonna help. All right, so I'll just have to look at that. Sorry. All right, so you know how like in some churches they have the area of the dining hall. That kind of looks that gives that those vibes for me because honest, he's like he's leaning against these blinds and he has this look of like sadness, like almost purposeful sadness, because it's like his brows are really furrowed in, right? Or maybe someone took this photo, but it looks like it looks as though the camera was down and he's looking down, you know? So, but it's a really good clear shot of him. So either it was someone shorter than him because I can't tell if he was standing or sitting, quite honestly, and just got a really beautiful, sad shot of him being sad, like genuinely sad. Um, and he decided to just use that because this feels like I said at first I was gonna be like, what? Like, is he trying to be funny or anything like that? But now as I go deeper into this, I'm seeing that he is born from the South, lives in the South. Um, let me see and more photographs. He he wears or tries to wear things that have labels. And to me, sometimes labels indicate beliefs and values. So let me see. Yeah, so a lot of these labels indicate some are genuine labels, as in former military. So there is that. But then some of these labels indicate belief, passions, a passion. Yes. So, and teams, home teams, hometown feeling. Yes. So picture in the outdoors, his eyes still seem sad, even in other pictures. The toughness, kind of sad, a tough kind of sadness. So, and then other photographs of, again, um, how can I best describe these kinds of clothing? It's like mm, showing importance in overdrive, meaning when we tend to wear clothing that have brightness and lettering and things like that, you're trying to tell people who you are. Okay. You're trying to tell them who you are so that they can either, come closer or hit the road kind of thing. Um, and a lot of people do that in a lot of different ways. And this person is, definitely choosing a color in lettering on clothing to indicate that I am tough, but I'm fun. Um, so yeah, there's some things there. Yeah, it's Sagittarius. Hmm. And Sagittarius, they like traveling, fun loving, not always taking themselves seriously, but at the same time, hmm, I guess looking, seeking for some value. Hmm. This one was interesting too. Okay. I'm gonna take a quick look around on my other pages before I continue because I think I'm live and I'm hoping that as I was doing this, I was like, wait a minute. You know how when you go and you do ironing or whatever, I'm trying to think of a good analogy. It's like, oh, I left the iron on. Oh no, that kind of thing. I was hoping and just assuming that I was recording since now it looks like I'm on YouTube doing this, I hope. So if not, then oh my gosh, like I just did like all this. But then again, for the adventure, you know. But like I said, let's see how this feels like a weird maze. All right, so I'm getting congested again. Oh goodness. Okay. Oh, there I am. Okay. So there's a big delay. This is so fun. So when I was in college for a radio, TV, film, and they talked about things like the delay. Who knew that that kind of stuff was going to end up being so useful in this day and age, right? Here's to the future. We made it. Looking at the delay. Haha. So hopefully you took a sippy sip of your beverage. Um, that was a subliminal. So yeah, of course. Um, Sometimes people use the talents they developed over time or kind of just tapped into naturally, you know? And so, yeah, I took a lot of communications uh, classes for written words, body language, all kinds of things, So it's like we don't communicate in just saying. Sometimes our bodies say stuff, and sometimes our choices say stuff about who we are. And so when I'm having work with people and I'm asking them take that inventory of their life, they're like, well, why? Why I just want this and this change. It's like, no, it's more than that. We've got to unpeel and reveal. We got to take it. I don't want to say take it all the way down, but we have at least has to put a light on it. Because if you don't, it's like you can't do what we are doing here, like which is literally spiritual surgery. Okay. If you don't get the rest of it out, it's going to come back, you know? So that's the realness right now. I'm just trying to be real now. And we can't conduct our spiritual surgery until we know who we really are and what's going on in there and why we are in there. Okay. And so I know now we've gotten sunken it deeper into this now. I really hope that this is recording. Oh goodness. So yeah, so I'm going to open up this profile again and see if I can put a little, excuse me, put a little more something in there. It's the ginger, friends. Sorry. That's the one. It's like it's a wonderful thing, ginger, but sometimes it just, you know, but it helps the digestion a lot. All right. So I'm back in this profile. Okay, and then I see what I need to see also. Okay. So this person, he seems tired. He seems kind of fed up. Not in a bad way. He's just kind of like, you know, and he seemed, yeah, it just seems tired. And he seems, he's sitting in his car vehicle. It looks like, he's in a seatbelt. So he seems like, no, tired. So he says he's Christian. Um, he says he has kids, does not want more. Um, he is not a drinker or a smoker. Uh, he's looking for something casual, and he says he's 5'5". Hmm. And he says he's a Gemini. Okay. Now, I'm saying because he's also saying he sometimes works out, but in the first photograph, he looked suspiciously like he had a tummy. I'm just saying. Um, um, so he likes to be outdoors. So I will say he was in his vehicle, and the background behind him looked very woodland like. So I could, you know, yep. So again, he's using the same photograph there. Yeah, he seems tired. Um, yeah, and that's about it. Those are his pages. So he wants somebody to play with. And I don't think I don't think he's being a player. I just think he's like eh, he's like bored. I'm bored. Um, I don't know. Maybe that's my haterade on Geminis. I don't know. Sorry, Geminis. I like you, but eh. Oh gosh. So yeah, he seems clean cut. He just seems like I'm just bored. Like maybe I need a girlfriend or something. So he just seems I don't know. Yeah, I wish him well. There you go. Oh gosh. Okay, so this gentleman here, um, he is he looks like he's in an office space, first of all. So because I see the linoleum ceiling and he looks like he's in like some kind of, those sports shirts um that coaches wear, something like that. And there's like this weird potted plant behind him. So it looks like another desk or something. So I don't know, it seems like it's in an office space or something. And he is some kind of listen, I'm trying not to give away his job. Um I'll say IT. Yeah, in IT, some kind of tech. All right, so um he is saying, oh my gosh, okay. I took a glance at already um Aries. So he's saying he's an Aries, but I'd already saw the first three words of his profile. So what I know of Aries is that they're so childlike. They are very childlike and they are full of energy and want to do all the things all the time. They're very bold and brash. Um, they they are very new, very in this world, right? So um he's also saying he's liberal, wants something casual. This kind of seems like a shotgun wedding situation waiting to happen. Um, because he's also saying children someday. Hmm. Yeah, so if I was a betting lady, I'd be like, yep, this is the one that would be like he wants the family and stuff, but he wants to be made to want the family and stuff, right? So there really are people out there, gentlemen, who they want the family and they want the stuff, but like society has told them, no, you should want to be married and this and that or whatever. And they kind of just need that excuse to say it's okay to want a wife and family. Okay. It's okay. You can want that. So this kind of profile gives those vibes for me already. Right. So, and I haven't even read what he said yet. Okay. So let me go ahead and read it. So he is saying, I'm charming, sexy, charismatic, and overweight. He's not lying. I'm very overweight. Oh my gosh, he said it again. If you don't like love, big, cuddly teddy bear type guys, swipe left. Okay. So again, he seems like it's like, look, let's go, lady. Come on. Let's go. Um, oh my goodness. Okay, so I don't want to get too deep into it. So he's like, uh-huh. Okay. So yeah, so he looks like he he wants to be pushed into something he actually wants. So he's like saying it's all fun, it's all fun. And but at the same time he is definitely putting himself out there. He's not saying I'm trim and whatever. He's like, I'm big. I'm a big man. And what gave it away for me is him saying want someday. Okay. So I'm sure, I haven't looked at other photos yet. So that maybe growing up, like he wanted, that family structure in his life. So again, I see that sadness in some of these other photographs now that mhm, he's very wistful, wanting for a better world. So yeah, as I see here, he's saying if he had three wishes, um, fast and safe interplanetary travel, um, an end to stupidity like racism, climate change, um, and then a President Bernie Sanders, right? So he's definitely, yeah, he's like, I just I want these things, but they're telling me I shouldn't want these things, right? As a man or whatever. And it's okay to want, you know, these kind of things, right? Um, mhm. Yeah, so he's saying that he's trying to say like my love language is touch. Like again, he's being very forthright. He's saying, I don't want. He's like he has the look of I'm tired as well. It's like I just want to be accepted, and I also want to be pushed and to be accepted. And yeah, so again, he gives up those kind of vibes. Mhm. This is very interesting for me. So again, this is like my first time ever doing something like this. So I don't know if the algorithms will pick me up or whatever. I don't know. I do not know. Um, but yeah, it is getting kind of late. And like I said before, I was listening to an Alan Watts lecture and oh, there is someone. Wow. It's Magneticus. Hi. I'm gonna chat him up. Okay, my experiment is working. This is amazing. Cool. So I am working with a 1 minute delay though, but I think I finally figured out how to set up my Zoom into YouTube and hopefully have the mic be loud enough because even though I'm a musician, I'm kind of lazy and I don't want to do all the uh, chord stuff. Um, but yeah, so that's what I'm doing. And yeah, I'm actually having a free flow right now too. Actually, I was um leaving a gig this afternoon and it was just a wonderful afternoon and it just made me feel more open and stuff like that. And then also listening to Roderick's uh podcast from Friday where I guess he was talking about the psychic abilities, but I always believe that what we call psychic abilities is just another sense that we need to work on, you know? So um as I'm sitting over here fumbling around on this apparently this is a dating site or whatever, but I was going over here for a bit like putting up a business profile and I just kind of just like whatever, might as well. And I see how I'm just kind of profiling these profiles. And I was like, oh my gosh, am I like reading these people? Like I'm not psychic, but this feels like what psychic people do. I don't know. And so yeah, so I just turned all the stuff on, all the things. Oh my goodness. Oh, you did? Yeah, normally, it's such a great afternoon that it was perfect weather, not too hot, not too cold over here on the East Coast. And um yeah, we're about to have our time changed, which again, that's a bit another big hoopla that's been going around lately. Are we gonna stick to one time or not? Kind of thing. And yeah, just feeling kind of magical as I'm having some some ginger here. But it's currently um almost 11:30 my time. So this is so interesting because I'm trying to work on building my channel and I was also trying to, figure out like I don't want to have to try to pay for more softwares and things like that or whatever. And then how would I be able to connect with people and get things, streamlined? So it seems like the Zoom connection is going to work as more people know about, getting on Zoom. And I would definitely be more open to let's see. I don't want to call them interviews, but more like masterminds conversations. So yeah, that'd be interesting. So yeah, I'm trying to grow my channel a little bit more and include a lot of the things that I do from, school. Because there's been a lot of really great things that I'm seeing, more and more. And again, that's again part of like building up what people call their psychic abilities or their intuition and just using more awareness. And that's really what being psychic is just paying attention. It's like the pop upside the head that everybody needs is to just pay attention. So much is said in how a person moves, what they wear, how what they say and how they say it, that it's scary that more people don't do that to me, you know? So yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing. And I think that I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. If they end up keeping it one way or the other, I don't know. They keep saying that it's going to help our bodies. And I kind of tend to believe that for, circadian rhythms and stuff like that. And that makes me also wonder if our brains are more, better functioning for rest. So this is yet another insight. So I hope, again, that's why I'm on YouTube right now, hoping that I can record some of these gems. It's like the daylight savings time was designed so that children didn't have to go to school in the dark, and school was mandatory, at least in the United States, in the early 20th century by then. And they they made sure that school system was a form of daycare so that, you know, parents can have somewhere to work, you know. And I'm thinking that it also extended work time too for a lot of industries at that time. And because that was something that in the daylight you work, 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 and at nighttime you rest, 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 what most people were doing was just attending to their physical body and not necessarily their mental body or emotional body, and probably not even their spiritual body at that time. It was just like being on a hamster wheel, literally, a hamster wheel. And if you're just always attending to your basic needs, that's that Maslow hierarchy of needs, where you food, clothing, shelter, just the basics. You don't have time to be thinking about trying to have like connections with people. You don't have time to be thinking about love. And you definitely don't have time to be thinking about growing your mind spiritually and emotionally. And you definitely don't have time to see the God inside of you, you know? And there's just so much that's just kind of messed up on how deeply ingrained they have tightened this jar that we live in with even something as simple as daylight savings, because they wanted us to work longer hours so that we can't rest our brains, so that we can think critically and have healthy insights about things, critical thoughts, you know? And I wonder if this, change of no more daylight savings happens if, like, I don't know, if, for example, more people get more rest in general, you know? And that is what meditation is about. It's like relaxing the body so that your mind can flow. And if more people actually have more time for real rest in their life, then maybe wouldn't be going around being so cranky all the time, and we wouldn't be going around just, you know, uh, scrapping and, scraping and whatever. It's just like it would just be, I don't know, it would just be so crazy. But yeah, so daylight savings. So I wonder if that's going to help change our minds over literally, if that happens more and more. Because I also, what I heard in a news story this afternoon about that was Arizona and Hawaii. Um, they adopted the whatever the standard time was and is, and as far as I know, and I'm not too into the um I guess the retreat culture, the spiritual culture, retreats, but I think at least in Arizona, there's like lots of spiritual sites and retreats and things like that. And Hawaii is also another hot spot for a lot of those things. And it makes me wonder that maybe these states and the people who are, legislatures and things like that, if they had had some kind of already insight about maybe this will increase in, oh yeah, so Indiana, yeah, I'll get to that too. So that maybe they just have a freer flow of life, right? So just a freer flow. Sorry, my cat is over there doing weird stuff. A freer flow of life. And then for Indiana, that is kind of, I don't know, and I was born in Indiana, by the way. So it's like I don't know when they adapted their frozen time, but they kind of are. I feel like they're in a time warp, quite honestly. The last time I visited Indiana with my family, I was 18, and this was in the mid 90s or so. And a lot of people still weren't with it, and of course they were so not with it, they still thought that people who grew or lived in the South were ignorant and we all just ran around barefoot and stuff. And it was just so like, how interesting, Um, yeah, I could just imagine. Yeah, Indiana is a time warp. Like it's like stuck. It's kind of like if you think about this like a pendulum. You know how like when a pendulum goes, hmm, I feel like Indiana is like right there and you're stuck and you have no forward, you have no backwards. And it's like, uh, and I feel like that's not just like physically, but I think even mindset. A lot of people, I don't know, like they mean well, but they're just like, I'm not there, And I still have family that live there, so it's like people need to leave, So I just hear so many things to where it's like people are stuck, literally stuck in that place, and yeah, it's I don't know, it's crazy. It's crazy how you put all the things together, or I guess me, put all the things together. But then for you, Magneticus, how you put the things together, right? So you are, I guess, a better way to say it is like a MacGyver. It's like seeing what you want, you know, in your mind or seeing it already in like a 2D form and then seeing how you can make it come together with other, things, right? So things like bottles and uh coins, stuff like that, jugs. So it's like, yeah, it's like I see your manifestations in that, and I was just thinking the other day about how people misuse and kind of give the word manifest a bad kind of connotation right now, especially where people are like, oh, it's like it's magic, but it's not. It's like the definition of manifest is to bring something from your mind into uh creation, you know? Yes. Hmm. Yep. So it's like, yeah, just being in a time warp. So I can agree to that. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust my chair now. Like I'm gonna sit up, but not really, as I've got my little thing. So again, like I said, I was gigging today, and luckily I didn't have like a lot of equipment. It was the one of my gigs where I don't have all the stuff, so I don't have to carry as much. But sometimes that kind of stuff ends up hurting your back if you don't, pick it up correctly. So I didn't have a lot of that kind of stuff going on today. Oh goodness. So magnet magic, yes. Hmm. I've been I don't know, I'm gonna put that on the back burner, but I've been thinking a lot more about electromagnetic, systems, like our body, like literally our body thing, and I know a lot of people get like this kind of weird, I don't know, grown over like the use of Reiki or acupressure and stuff like that. But I do definitely believe in that stuff, and it really does work. And I've been getting more recently into tapping, and even in my classroom. So I've been teaching kids how to do it. And it's been really helpful to just like, do the things. So, mm. So it's almost like tapping into your electric systems, right? For your body, that is. So what I'm showing is some, ooh, yeah, I'm already feeling something there. Um, the points, at least in your face. Yeah. So yeah, so our bodies are electromagnets, you know? And a lot of people tend to just forget that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know, but unless you've had a certain kind of lifestyle or a certain kind of uh living situation, if if you were paying attention in elementary school in the United States, um, like knowing that you got a nervous system, so that's your electric system. And I don't know, it's like again, like I think before you jumped on, I was kind of musing about how people assume a certain thing is psychic when really you're just kind of just tapping into what you already can do. You're just not aware of it yet. And yeah, it's just so, I don't know, so kind of interesting. Very interesting. And hmm, so I don't know. Hmm. Ooh, so tell me more about this TMS. Is it the I guess the would you be wearing one of the things on your head, like the, I don't know what you call those. Because I've seen like, I guess in the wellness community, a lot of people, selling certain products that do the things. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Is this a, I hope not, I don't know. It's like I don't know how I feel about this. Oh, so at least it's still an idea though. Hmm. Yeah. And I was also thinking about how, again, back to Roderick's show. how I guess he was talking about channelers. Yeah, so channelers and channeling is like we all channel. We all are transducers, conductors. We take in like we were literally taught as babies how to take in information by, looking and smelling, that kind of stuff. And it's like I don't know, it's like I can see how maybe something like this is already happening, quite honestly, if you think really deeply on this now, because literally it doesn't necessarily have to be like what we think it is. Like, so what I'm thinking as you're typing this in, yeah. So when you say things like Tesla, coil, magnetic fields, um, uh, magnetic effect. So it can't, I'm thinking based on how, I grew up and learned about science and stuff with science fiction movies, like the B movies, and thinking about the little waves and stuff like that. But then what if instead of what those little waves, what they told us that it was supposed to be, that we're actually doing it right now? Like the whole idea of me talking to you right now and you're hearing me from across the United States, it's already happening. Oh, wow. So it would actually be like like electrobio and not necessarily electro spiritual. That is interesting. So yeah, so now what I was thinking, um, electro spiritual, and you're more talking about electrobio. So the body, literally, the physical body. Okay. Wow. That is okay. Wow. So, I mean, wow, that I don't know. How would they like well, I mean, okay, so think of it this way. So I think what I was about to say is like you need different polarities. Like that's what magnets are, right? So it's like the attracting and the repulsion of polarities. And I guess I'm now going into the spiritual world. So thinking about how the uh the way that they've taught us in a way that the world is a duality. And so, most of us are trying to, work towards non-duality right now. So I think it would be the thoughts, not necessarily, I mean, it is, but it isn't. So even the words, the vibrations, we're still getting them. It's almost like, I don't know, this would be like an experiment of quantum entanglement, like like almost like a I don't know what to call it. It's like making a case for what quantum entanglement would look like in the real world. So that is, like I said, very interesting. So it's even like we're picking what to say and how to say it, and it's making people either go away or it's making people say, "Ooh," or coming in deeper, and we're wanting more. So, I mean, that is what magnetic things are. right? So it's not just the physical meat body thing. It's probably the connection of the minds, like, coming together to make the meat body come together, So this is also, I don't know, this is very, very interesting. Hmm. And again, I'm hoping this is recording because I don't know who's a if I don't know. I don't know what to do with this because this is some deep, deep conversation here. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think that would, oh my gosh, that would be so crazy. Yeah. Because that would be like an example of quantum entanglement. It would. So would like the other brain. So how would like the other brain be connected to like how would the two brains be have been connected to each other? So from my understanding of quantum entanglement is that somehow the atoms were somehow at one point in time connected and just split. Like how are the two brains connected? So that would be my question. I'm just doing a delay. Sorry. I hope you answer. So a lot of the ah, okay. Would they be close to each other? Some kind of, well, I mean, they can't be because that would not help prove it. Hmm. So I wonder if like how would they be seeing it? Yeah. So then I guess I'm still asking that same question. Well, how would the two brains be connected though? Like if they're seeing each other, is that the connection? And how would they know each one is like lighting up if they're just seeing it? Or that all that it takes? I don't either. You know what? I need some. So maybe I'll make some. I don't know. But yeah, that does sound kind of cool though. Kind of creepy though at the same time because again, I would want to know, well, how are these people or brains like would it be just like some brain from across the world? Like how would they even know to be, connected to each other some kind of way? How the old I'm trying to see the word that you're typing there. Hmm. Worked up. So, um, I'm thinking, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's very interesting. Yeah, so I've totally got sidetracked from what I was doing, but I don't know. Yeah, it's very I don't know. I don't there's a lot to be said with that, but I don't know if I would want that to happen to me. Or I don't even know if I would want that. And quite honestly, um I think having influence sometimes is a burden. It's a burden. Hmm. So there was still, I guess again, looking at this, what you're writing is like, there has to be some kind of pulse that goes through. So that means there has to be current. But if, hmm, or at least have some kind of closeness. Do you think, hmm, and so when we talk about magnets, a closeness, even if it had to be wireless, it has to be, but it would have to be close enough to be, to make it get there, right? Hmm. Yeah. So the same way the connection is made with pulses of information. Hmm. Yeah. So so now what I'm thinking is that, I mean, we have literally um surrounded ourselves in devices. And I'm only laughing because, like, back in the day when people made fun of the people with the tinfoil hats, right? So it's like, who's laughing now, right? Um, we're just, I don't know, I think we are at a very interesting point in our life. And yeah, it's gonna be some some stuff. Oh, yeah, I think that I don't know. I think we're slowly but surely that's happening. And like I said, I think it's happening in a way that a lot of people didn't expect that it was going to happen, but it is happening. But yeah, it's a crazy world we live in. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. There's a stone that people keep saying it's a fake kind of stone. The I cannot think of the name of it, but they used to say like it counteracts like radio waves and stuff in your house if you put it up. So yeah, I'm trying to think, what is it called? I cannot think of what that is. But yeah, there's like, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, but we are walking around with devices all the time though now. And if you think about it, it's like right now we even do have, luckily, those little things that you can buy to put in your wallet, because people be scanning your scanning your stuff. Sorry. Looking back there. Like my cat is doing stuff again. Um so yeah, so it's just like, yeah. But I mean, we had lead paint though, and that causes cancer. So I don't know. It causes cancer. So I don't know. Hmm. Something to that effect. Yeah, pretty much something to that effect. And you know what else I was thinking too? And I was thinking about this the other day, but now I'm thinking putting more into this. It's like they put the microbeads in the food, I guess, or I don't know too much about that kind of thing. But I mean, think about all the metals that, again, that we do consume naturally, and then the metals that are put into food for whatever reason. So, I mean, they're making us like magnetic, you know? So it's like we got stuff in us already, right? So unless you're just growing your own food and drinking, spring water, you're pretty much, in for it. Because as much as what they put in stuff, you know. Yeah, and everything gets sprayed. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh goodness. So yeah, I don't know. There's again, I just feel like some of it is this ultimate like test of will and choice, power, and I don't know. I don't know. I might be going too deep into that one, but I was about to say it's like, oh, people choose to do certain things to their body and adorn themselves a certain way and do this and that, whatever. Like that's like a little too much. Deploying the Iron Curtain. Yeah, I just can't think of what, like, even if all, who knows? This probably all is true, But then I'm like, is there a way to do something about it, or is this just like, oh, FYI, this is it kind of thing, and just like, okay, I don't know. This is very interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm out here. Ooh, ooh. Okay, so, and yeah, I can tell now that I need to do some treatments, neti pot and whatnot. Been outside enjoying the autumn uh, air, very crisp now. And yeah, another thing I was noticing though, being a teacher of little kids, like they ask such interesting questions that, in most adults, they don't think about that kind of stuff every day because they're just like doing the hamster wheel thing. So when kids ask you questions like, well, why are there clouds? And what are those clouds doing? And what's happening there? It's like, what makes the wind? So when they start asking those kind of questions, it makes you a little bit, again, more alert on what's going on. But I've always known that this time of year, it's like the clouds kind of tend to dissipate a little bit more, at least on this side of the world, in the southeast part of the United States. So it's like you get crisper air, less humidity. And, that's like in the South, that's like a relief. That's like, whew, literally a breath of fresh air. And it's just, yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just interesting that even with knowing what the world is like. I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry. So I think basically what I was trying to say is that, sometimes if we're more aware, we are more sensitive to the little things. Not sensitive in a way that's like um angry or whatever, you've got a problem with stuff, just sensitive as in, I see, I notice, I understand. Um, we could probably cut down on a lot of conflicts in the world. Mm. And like I said, people would be a lot more mindful as well. Yeah, I mean, I kind of believe that. Like, I feel like, you know, um, when people use the word synchronicity or coincidence, or I've even heard people say what when God winked, that kind of thing. Um, I feel like there's like this one that affects the other, that affects the other, that affects the other, and again, the way that TV and the movies kind of make it, or then again, I've been watching a lot of like TV in the last couple of years. So I've heard there's a lot of great things out there now. So maybe the writing has gotten better. I don't know. But the way that, it's been made for most people to believe or feel like it has to look this way, and it leads to a lot of people again feeling like they're stuck thinking, well, if it doesn't look like that, then it's not what that is, right? So yeah, so certain movies are, cool back then, just doing that kind of thing. But it's like, why, like, why have any of those I so distracting. I mean, in the end, we kind of, yeah, this is a land where you can deceive yourself or reveal yourself, conceal yourself or heal yourself. So it's an interesting time in our human evolution. hmm I mean, is this our deja vu? Are we literally recording our future deja vus, right? With all of this tech. If you think about it again, it's like, are we getting ready to, you know, have the big one or something? So this is so interesting. So yeah, so I laugh, but I laugh not in haha funny, but laugh as in, yeah, this could be it. Because if people are trying to experiment with magnetism, maybe levitation eventually, right? Um, uh, various other things, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of beneficial other bit like beneficial ways to use that tech, that kind of tech. Uh, internal surgeries, I don't know. Like they, because oh yes, they do have that magnetic slime. Have you seen that before? It's like it is medical slime. So hopefully, yeah. So I don't know, like somebody has shown that to me like a while ago, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And of course, I posted it on my like Facebook, and of course, it's like a mixed bag of reactions. There's some people are like, oh, what? Like, I don't want that on me or in my body, that kind of thing. So yeah, nanotech. So there is some stuff out there. So what you're saying, like, I kind of just don't doubt, seriously. Like, there's stuff that I'm sure that they have that they're still working on and using before they give it to the rest of us, right? Um, yeah. So it looked like to me, I guess the best way I could describe it was like sand, and it was like driven by radiation. Oh gosh, interesting. Wait, I don't know if we're talking about the same thing now. So, like, oh goodness, yeah, I don't think we're still talking about the same thing anymore. But okay, I see. Okay, yeah. So yeah, okay, now I get it. So, um, like in that is that, yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Like feeling like internal surgery to I guess it is if there's a way to magnetize certain chemical elements of certain things, um, to dissolve it, right? So as you're saying, like chemotherapy, basically like blasts certain cells or all cells, but if you can make it smaller, right, you can literally get only the ones that are the cancer, right? Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, so if they are magnets, they literally would just get exactly what that thing is and nothing else. And I mean, that sounds like the cure for cancer. No, no, no. I think I was already thinking of something else anyway. So what I think I was describing was something that I had seen already in the tech world, like the sand grade kind of looks like sand slime, and it is like they're going to start using it, I guess, in medical treatments or something. So I was just like, oh, that's interesting. But no, if they're even going even smaller, I can totally see how that's gonna work. And I mean, that kind of sounds like the cure for cancer if those things are allowed, you know? And yeah, it sounds exciting if that's the case. Yes. And so, I am gonna. Uh, I just got some training for phonics in second grade, and they're telling us we can now again use phonics, which I was already using phonics. Um, yes, little tiny things. Yeah, so the words like, hmm, oh, wow, that's interesting. Huh, that would be interesting. Hmm, because HIV just basically is a destroyer. Hmm. I wonder how that would work. Yeah. Now I have another thought. Oh my gosh, this is crazy too. So I'm hoping, I don't know, or maybe not hoping, with all of this tech and all these devices that we do have around us, it's like, are we, as you're saying, teaching your AI, are we teaching not only our replacements, but our next avatars? I mean, are we teaching our next avatars how to make it in the digital world? Are we birthing digital babies now? So that's kind of where I'm just like, what's happening? Hmm. Yeah, that would be interesting too. Hmm. And that's, again, I don't know. It's like this human journey that we're on. It's like we're just, again, like a lot of us are saying like we're on this like project planet, or if this is a big experiment. This is like, I don't know. Like I feel like if we are the laboratory and they've been, you know, building us, growing us like an ant farm or whatever, and putting in different things and seeing what happens. This is, I don't know. Yeah, that's wild. So yes, it's getting kind of late for me, but yeah, I'm just so psyched. Hmm. Yeah. And at the end, I feel like all of this is like the test, human condition, like, will they make the right choice? So it's like some of us are aware of it and some of us are not, it's like, I don't know. Um, yeah. Oh goodness. Yeah, so it's looking like my internet is having some problems here. Oh goodness. Well, yeah, this has been very enlightening. So thank you. I've enjoyed this bit of a conversation. So I actually didn't anticipate anybody popping in, but now this looking at how this setup can help me a whole lot better, because I was like, scrutinizing on, because I'm at my desk and it's easier for me to, you know, do research and stuff in real time if I want to or need to. And usually I set this up for uh, just private work when I'm working with clients and stuff. But if I can find a way, like right now, you're seeing this on on YouTube, that means I can get it out there, and that's gonna be super helpful. Yeah, yeah, that's no problem. I'm usually a night owl, or I used to be more of a night person, but I'm also trying to figure out some things. Like it's like I literally just had like a big weekend, and the weekend's not even over yet. So it's like I'm just trying to, like, oh, I'm getting tired. I just had a birthday, so I do a lot of reflecting around this time. And I haven't even done my solar return chart yet, so I need to do that. And yeah, it's just a lot of stuff going on. About a lot of good stuff. And yeah, I hope to make this oh, thank you. So I'm hoping to make this a more regular thing. So I would say tell your friends. Um, I hope that I did not bore you with my conversation, because, sometimes people are like, why is she talking like this? So let me know. I hope I didn't bore you. And if not, uh, come see me sometime again. And we could probably uh chit chat some more about some stuff. But why don't? Oh, well, some and everybody to their own, but I'm sure there is someone who celebrates the moment that you came into this realm, so that's kind of how I see it. Somebody is thankful for you. Mhm. It did. I could also tell. Yeah. I've kind of just kind of blah on those particular holidays myself. So I kind of the only reason why I stay engaged halfway is because I am a teacher. So some of it I'm kind of just kind of have to deal with it a little bit. But yeah, for the most part, I'm kind of just like, whatever. Every day is a holiday. It really is. And yeah, it's just like oh, well, that's good. I mean, again, somebody was thankful that you came into this world. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I did not mean for that. No. Oh, goodness. Wow. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna go now because I'm just so tired. And I definitely got some chores to do tomorrow. Um, so I set my habits and whatnot. So maybe I don't know, people who want to get their life together, people who want to talk spiritual stuff. Um, yeah, so there's always a list of things to do. It's like sometimes I hate going to the Home Depot and Lowe's because it's like it's almost like I can't look because the next thing happens. So it's like um oh yeah. Thank you. I do appreciate it. But yeah, so I hope I didn't bore you. Feel like they tell your friends. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to go. Alrighty. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, it's ominous. It's yeah, it's a thing. It's fun, but then it's not. And then it's fun and it's not. It can be stressful. Home improvements, life improvements can be stressful. So that's a yeah. hmm That's a life coach. The person that can help, that knows their department. Oh goodness, that's a spiritual guide, a guru, the shaman to help you through. Oh goodness, I crack myself up sometimes. All right, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna end this because I'm so tired. It's like when I get tired, I definitely get like a little loopy. So yeah, it's so nice chatting. So again, um, yeah, maybe some other time, some other topic, just let me know. I'm out there.